Welcome to a brief video compilation of some of the amazing outdoor education organizations we have here in Sacramento. This is your chance to get to know how they can support you and your students in amazing adventures.
Shine down on me. You know what I need. Shine down on me. Shine down on the garden Shine down on the garden Sweet earth, alive under me. You know what I need. Cradle me like a seed as I lay in the garden. As I lay in the wise and beautiful tree.
Selborne Farms hosts about 100 field trips a year. Students from all over our region are able to explore our youth education garden, a creek habitat, native plant zones, cook on our outdoor patio, and experience many learning zones. We also have adult education classes, summer camps, and many other explorations on the farm. In addition, we reach out in our community, work in school gardens. We do teacher training, both off-site and on-site, and we just have fun getting dirty. I hope that you can come join us soon at Selborne Farms.
There's work to be done. Sky above, so vast and so deep. You know what I need.
A deer!
You'd be a deer! And what would you be doing?
I would be looking for grass.
Looking for grass. Okay. Is everyone ready to sing that line?
Yeah.
Hey. I am a deer looking for grass. I am a deer looking for grass. I am a deer looking for grass. My roots go down. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down.
We get to interview Sarah Barnes, who works with Sierra Nevada Journeys, and this is a chance to hear a little bit about what they do and how they might serve you as a teacher in the schools in the Sacramento region. So Sarah, can you just give us a little scoop on what this organization is all about and how you love working with teachers?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Barnes. I'm the Sacramento Program Director for Sierra Nevada Journeys, and we have been in the Sacramento area since 2015. We have two main programs that are here locally in Sacramento. Classrooms Unleashed is our main program. It is a combined classroom and field trip program that is grounded in the next generation science standards, and we have different programs for each grade level. The majority of our programs are designed based on a standard from the NGSS and have a connection to the outdoor world. So we go into the classroom, we teach two inquiry-based hands-on lessons and that introduce concepts and content and have students practicing science and engineering practices. And then we take students on a field trip to a local nature site to apply what we've been learning in the classroom. And then we come back to your classroom one more time for a follow-up lesson where we are analyzing data that we collected on the field trip, or we are making connections between that science concept and human impact that's related. And so we take advantage of some of the great nature sites here in Sacramento on the American River Parkway. We go to William B. Pond Recreation Area and Riverbend Park. We go to Deer Creek Hills and Camp Pollock, which are Sacramento Valley Conservancy sites. And really, you know, what we're doing is trying to inspire kids to be interested in the natural world. So we're sparking curiosity and really focusing on critical thinking skills and fostering a love for nature.
Is there a particular age group that you work with?
We have programs for kindergarten through 6th grade. I would say that the majority of our students that we work with are from our 3rd through 6th graders, but we have a program designed for each of the elementary grades. And our secondary program is a family STEM night. So we're working with schools and going into their multi-purpose room and bringing with us all the things that we need to have interactive stations and a family engineering design challenge. And we're making it really easy for schools to put on a really awesome family engagement event that gets families excited about science as well.
And can they sign up for either of those separately, or does it go together?
No, you can. So we have a lot of schools where we have grade levels that work with Classrooms Unleashed, and we also do a family STEM night, but they are independent events. We also, our third program that's not local here, but we do have a number of Sacramento schools participate in, is our overnight outdoor learning, our science camp, which is up in Plumas County, north of Tahoe. And it's a multi-day overnight experience where mostly 5th and 6th graders are going up for 2 to 4 nights. And they are, teachers can customize the program up there. So they can choose from a variety of outdoor science lessons and activities, as well as team building activities. We have a full ropes course up there, and we do team building games, and that is open all year round as well.
Cool. So I know everyone's thinking right now, great, that's all wonderful stuff, but what am I going to do right now? So what is your organization offering to teachers in the fall as we kind of hit some of these challenging times?
Yeah, so we have been getting creative right from the get-go. Once schools closed in the spring, we started thinking about how we can continue to offer science education and support teachers in distance learning. So we spent the spring transforming our Classrooms Unleashed program into an online distance learning friendly model. And we offered that to teachers in the spring, to our participating teachers who had their programs canceled. And what we're doing this summer is we are sort of finding the right package to create a program that really does as close as possible of a job of replicating what we do in person. So what this consists of is we have some pre-recorded videos that we've made. Some of them are animated that explain different science concepts. We have activity pages that go along with those, and we really designed them to be to consider all of the accessibility needs that students might have, the different literacy levels, the different languages that might be spoke at home. We have translated versions in Spanish, and we also have kind of a translator app that's embedded that you can, translate the documents into other languages. And we also are creating virtual field trips. So we have one created now for our earth science program, which is our 4th and 6th grade. We're developing one for the watershed unit, which is our 5th grade. And these are interactive videos so that, they can be done with the teacher and the students in the class, or they can be done by students at home. And they're not just kind of passively watching a video, but there's opportunities to click and kind of zoom in on different features and take little multiple choice quizzes just to kind of keep them engaged and make the experience feel like they're really at the site.
Okay. And so those resources, do they have to sign up to get a link, or are those links just available, on the website? How does that work?
Yeah, so we are using our regular registration process. we, you know, in the spring anyway, we were just hoping to slot teachers in, knowing that things might change, and hopefully we'll be able to do some live sort of webinar interactions so that scheduling is still relevant. This all is still in flux, and we're figuring out what it all looks like. But we do have, if you go to our website and you click on our science programs portion, look for Classrooms Unleashed, and there's a booking form there. You can also email me, and I think my contact information will be included here. So you can just shoot me an email and ask how you can sign up, and we'll make sure that you get on the calendar for next year.
Great. So if teachers have any other questions, it is okay for them to email you directly, and you would be the one here locally that they would contact?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just another thing on the whole virtual fall plans. I know that none of us really know exactly what it's going to look like. And so we are also, as we are kind of planning this virtual program, we're also planning in options for possible school visits. So we know that is possibly an optimistic idea, but we're making it really flexible so that we know that field trips to away from campus might be not possible at all next year, but we do hope to bring kids outside and encourage teachers to do that as well if we can't be there. And yes, please email me, reach out if you have any questions. I'd love to talk to you.
Great. Well, thanks, Sarah. I'm sure this will be really helpful for the teachers. So we'll make sure that we get all the contact information out and they can reach out to you directly.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Shannon.
Good morning, Corky. I'm so excited that we can be here with you and the bats.
Absolutely, me too.
And I just want you to take a minute this morning to speak to the educators and tell them a little bit about your organization and your work and how you work with teachers and students.
Okay, so I'm with Northern California Bats, and we do a combination of wildlife rescue and education programs. And the bats that I bring with me to programs are the bats that you can see in this little showcase. And they're native species that came into rescue but have permanent injuries. And so they couldn't be released. And so they're ambassadors for their species. And they help me to teach people about these amazing flying mammals.
That's so cool. You know, Corky, I think I'm so interested. I was looking at these. Can you show us, just like you showed me a minute ago, how big these bats actually are? Because it is pretty astounding.
Yeah. So I have 3 species in the show box. I have the Mexican free-tailed bat, which is about the size of my finger. I have the big brown bat, which is a little bit bigger than my thumb. So big is a relative term, right? And then the pallid bat, which weighs almost an ounce. Okay. And all 3 of these, again, are native to California.
That's so cool. When you are normally doing an interaction with students, do you go visit them or do they come visit you?
I go to them.
Okay.
So I bring the bats, and I also bring a PowerPoint that I share, okay. Which shows flight and echolocation. It does vary by grade level. So when I'm talking with the little guys, I keep it pretty simple. Yeah. And then as we move up, we talk more about insect control, and then eventually about bats in various parts of the world.
Great. Well, I know that you've made some transitions to adapt to kind of our COVID limitations. And so why don't you tell the teachers kind of a few of the things that you've been doing in the midst of the COVID, that if they're concerned they can't have you out to a school, how can they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So we've moved completely to doing programs online. I've done a couple of schools and several libraries now. And I do basically the same program that I do with in person, but we're just not in person. So there's still an opportunity. The teacher kind of helps monitor, but for the kids to ask questions. Again, I use my PowerPoint. I do take the bats out of their cage one by one. and I have a webcam that I use so that I can show the bats in the screen in real time, and we can see the wings and the feet and the face, and one of them usually will eat an insect for us, so that's kind of fun too.
Cool. All right. So if a teacher wants to find out a little bit more about how to schedule a program and what the cost is and all of that, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
So we have our website, norcalbats.org.
Okay.
And on there, there's a page about programs, both schools, libraries, and other kinds of events. The other day I did a garden club, so it's not just all kids in school, but there's a variety of opportunities.
Great. Okay. Well, I'm going to be sure to include all of the contact information in the video so everybody can see that. And thank you so much for bringing these bats to visit us today. And hopefully teachers and students can connect with you this fall and into spring.
Absolutely. I'd love to share the bats.
Just want to introduce you to this group of amazing teachers that are participating in the training here. This is Heidi, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the Yolo Basin Foundation and how it can be a resource to teachers in our area.
Thank you, Shannon. It's my pleasure to be here to talk to you and the teachers about what Yolo Basin Foundation does. Yolo Basin Foundation is a small nonprofit. We're located in Davis, California, and Yolo Basin Foundation is the organization that was instrumental in creating the Yolo Bypass Wildlife Area. That's a big 16,000 acre wildlife area just in between Sacramento and Davis. And so since 1997, we've been bringing students from 6 counties out to the bypass and out to the wetlands to learn about science, and particularly about wetland education, the wildlife, the resources, the agriculture, everything that makes up a wetlands in our region.
Great.
So, yeah. So what we have historically offered to teachers is an all-day, hands-on, outdoor field trip. We have currently 14 science learning activities. We also have 2 other units. We have a social studies unit. It's called Patwin Life. It's about the Patwin people who've lived in the region for thousands of years and their association and work with the resources of the wetlands. Also, we have a unit called Feeding the People, which is focuses on the agriculture in the region and its history.
Great. So there's a really good diversity of things that you offer, it sounds like.
Yes, it is diverse, and it all focuses on the resources in the wetlands.
Great. Can you describe to me what it might look like if a teacher brought some students out, just kind of the basic framework for the day?
Absolutely. I do have to say, before the teachers bring out the students, historically what we've done is the teachers come to a one-day teacher workshop. So they get the resources and the background and the information on wetlands and what they're going to expect. So they're prepared when they bring their students.
Okay.
Once they've attended that workshop, then they bring their students out. And what happens is they come out to the wetlands, they meet us at our headquarters building, and we spend the first part of the day in the demonstration wetlands with hands-on science activities.
Okay.
Social studies. So
Yeah.
the teacher will select 4 learning activities. The students are in small groups and they rotate through each activity.
Okay.
Okay, and then after that, they have everybody gets hungry, they have lunch, and then we regroup and we caravan out to the Yolo Bypass Wildlife Area. Out there, it's a little less structured, and we try to spend at least an hour, but it's flexible based on the teacher's schedule, and we explore the wetlands.
How fun. I mean, that sounds like such a great day. I was curious myself, when I hear that you're located in Davis, of course, my mind goes in one direction, but can you describe, you're really just across the Yolo bypass, correct?
That's right. So when you're driving, say from Sacramento to Davis, and you go across that long stretch of causeway,
Yeah.
all that land you see underneath you is the Yolo Bypass Wildlife Area.
Great.
It's 16,000 acres of wetlands, and I should say it's owned and operated by the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. We work in association with the Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Great. Okay. So, of course, I'm sure many teachers have the question, well, I'm not bringing my students this fall. And so, as are many of us, what are you sort of thinking of trying to do to support teachers and students this fall?
Oh, thanks. I love how you asked that too, because it is our goal to support teachers through this and help students continue to learn about science. So what we have planned at this point, we have two options that are, of course, both virtual, and one is a live event where teachers would register to invite us into their classroom, and we would have a staff person or one of our amazing docents present one of our learning activities for the classroom. Those are going to be about 30 minutes. It'll take about 30 minutes, and the teachers can reserve the introduction. There's going to be an introduction to wetlands, and then they can add on 2 per day, 2 learning activities per day, if that makes sense. So that's one option. The other are going to be recorded versions of our activities. This will be recorded out in our demonstration wetlands, and those that teachers can access at a time that's, more convenient to them, and at any time. Those don't have to be registered for in advance.
Okay. And then you and I had talked a little bit about the possibility of some of the curriculum that you might have available. And I know that's all in question too, but did you want to describe just a little bit of that?
Oh, I'll try to be short. So one of the items we have, and I'm guessing you're referring to our Wild About Wetlands kits?
Yes.
Or are you talking more about our actual curriculum?
Well, no,
okay,
I was.
So I just want to make sure I answer the question right. So
yeah.
We have wild. What were you thinking? So our Wild About Wetlands kits are hands-on kits that teachers can check out and take to their classroom. They've got everything they need to present lessons on wetland ecosystems.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to include all of the contact information on this little video, Zoom video. And so is it okay for us to include your contact information? Would there be anybody else in your organization that would be appropriate to include as well?
Absolutely, include me. And also, for interest in our Wild About Wetlands kits, they can, of course, anyone can contact me or directly contact Corky Quirk, who is the person who coordinates those activities.
Okay, great. Well, then we'll make sure that those links are right in the video, and we're so grateful that you were able to just give us a little tidbit on your organization, and I hope that lots of teachers and students get to come out and interact with you.
Thanks, Shannon. We do too.
Fairy shrimp are super tiny.
Fairy shrimp are super tiny.
Egg sacs on their little hiney.
Egg sacs on their little hiney.
Coyotes are extremely.
Over the past 20 years, Sacramento Splash has connected over 54,000 children to nature through hands-on science education and outdoor exploration. Splash trains teachers in a 13-week curriculum in which students apply their knowledge on their field trip to the Rancho Cordova Science Center. Students learn how all living things are connected and how we all rely heavily on clean water to thrive. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have had to suspend our field season for the year. Just like nature does during a natural disaster, we have evolved and adapted. We have pivoted our educational model to ensure that parents and teachers have the tools they need to teach next generation science standards right within their own backyards. Splash has created Curriculum Corner. It's a virtual science toolbox that's completely free to parents and teachers. We offer 3 new lessons each week that are both fun and easy for parents and students to engage in. Most importantly, this virtual science classroom will help students stay on track and be better prepared when school returns back to the classroom. We want you to know that Splash is here for you. We encourage you to use Curriculum Corner and the other resources on our website to help us achieve our mission, which is to help children understand and value our natural world. Stay curious.